In terms of the look of the film, the underwater sequences are just astounding. Talk about water, talk about swimming pools, which have a phobia about sometimes. But
really?
And I have a dream from my childhood about
I don't like pools. I really don't. It's funny. There's pools in movies. I've dead bodies at the start of Sunset Boulevard, and the sound of the water, that empty pool in Cat People of the Jacques Tourneur film. Anyway,
I love pool. I don't know. I love pools, and I love pools in movies and photography about pools. And I saw there was a Criterion Channel series on pools in movies recently, and I was very excited to see that. And there's, I always love getting, my friends always give me books that are just like photo books of pools and movies. And like the pool party in Boogie Nights, that sequence is probably my favorite sequence in any movie ever. And I don't know, I guess I remember going to my friends' houses, and some of them would have a pool growing up, and it was always so cool. And we'd have the pool parties, and, but indoor pools are very weird. I think there's something inherently kind of like Lynchian or something about an indoor pool. It's unnatural, that the chlorine, and it's contained like that. And I remember going to the YMCA or different places where we'd swim indoor, and always kind of dreading that. And I don't know, I guess I just, when water polo had, Corey telling me about it when we were working on the short film, and I just started feeling like an indoor pool, one of those like YMCA or like athletic center type places, felt like such a perfect setting to explore the experience of being a 12 or 13-year-old boy, because you're trapped in the smell of it. There's these huge windows everywhere, but you're still inside. There's that kind of like the light coming in, but you're in there, and you're so exposed wearing a Speedo. There's chlorine, you're in your body. And then the sport itself, where, I didn't know this until I kind of started learning about water polo, but where if the refs can't see what you're doing underwater, they can't call it. There's sort of dialogue about this in the movie. And so actually some of the strategy in the game is built around all the kind of violence that happens below water that you're meant to do, kicking someone, elbowing people, scratching at people, there's crazy stories, and that's, it's built in. It's like whatever you can get away with, as long as you can't see it, it's fair play. And right. So, that felt like a very rich cinematic metaphor to kind of like, if it lined up exactly with what's kind of happening in the story and on the surface. And so suddenly I was building the whole movie around the pool and the water and the sort of sense of sinking